The Forsaken. The word alone gives meaning to this people. The Forsaken have been abandoned by all who once loved them. And although they are not part of the undead scourge, most of Azeroth's other races seek to wipe them out. Their existence is described as unnatural by quite a few cultures. Their story is one of tragedy, betrayal, heartache, and hatred. They are a people who are both victims and perpetrators. The injustice that befell them through undeath corrupted their souls. Each of them tried in their own way to deal with the pain of death and the injustice of undeath. After the Banshee Queen Sylvanas Windrunner freed many of Lordaeron's undead from the yoke of the Scourge, there were some factions within the newly founded Forsaken who desired a peaceful life. Some even chose to become solitary wanderers and spend the rest of their unhappy existence in solitude. Others couldn't let go and tried to get back in touch with people and loved ones from their old lives. Often they found only death and destruction. Lordaeron was devastated and the survivors had fled. Those who managed to escape the Scourge took refuge in Stormwind or in the bastions of the Scarlet Crusade. Anyone who remained undead was considered dead and lost. The Forsaken who attempted to reconnect with the living were all too often shunned, attacked, and chased away. There was no reconciliation between the living and the undead. The Forsaken often have very conflicted personalities. The trauma of death, loss, and violent resurrection by the Lich King often left severe damage to the psyche of the Forsaken. Quite a few are sadistic, crazy, or simply consumed by grief. There are rarely any Forsaken who have completely come to terms with their fate and have found inner peace. Happiness is something that many of these undead cannot truly feel. In undeath, many of the beautiful emotions of life have diminished and been replaced by the negative emotions. Even the sun does not awaken feelings of happiness in the vast majority of the Forsaken. They make their home in the dreary and rainy climes of the Northern Kingdom, in the forests and moors of Tirisfal, the Silver Pine Forest, and the Plaquelands. And while the Forsaken are a thoroughly evil people, they are nuanced. While some seek to wipe out all life, others are content to be left alone. Others still cling to their old kingdom, Lordaeron. They feel committed to its idea. During the reign of Sylvanas Windrunner, the Banshee Queen, tens of thousands of Forsaken lived in the capital alone, the Undercity. The ranks of the Forsaken included not only deceased humans, but also undead dwarves, elves, and other outcasts, be they dead, undead, or even alive. Particularly noteworthy are the many former High Elf Rangers who are now called Dark Rangers, and who continue to remain loyal to their old lady Sylvanas. The Forsaken maintain numerous outposts throughout the Old Continent and Kalimdor. The Forsaken apothecaries are always searching for new ingredients for potent poisons and plagues, while search parties of dark wizards are always seeking new catacombs and ancient locations to recover magical artifacts. However, the Forsaken are particularly known and feared for their massive fleet, which largely consists of old warships from Lordaeron, some of which were raised from the seabed or altered by dark magic. The Forsaken forces are diverse and powerful, but they are not oversized. They always try to preserve their troops. Unless they are reawakened by dark magic, it is difficult for them to replace their losses. The Banshee Queen's Dark Knights roam the lost kingdom of Lordaeron, always searching for Scarlet Crusaders, human survivors, and anyone who might oppose the will of Sylvanas. They see themselves as the true and legitimate successors of the Kingdom of Lordaeron, and have built a new one in the north on the ruins of the old empire, which looks like a dark caricature of the once radiantly beautiful Lordaeron.